Yeah, they're just about wore out. There's probably 2,000 miles left, if that, on them. You see that the pads are just about shot. Time for a new set. Well, these have been on here since 2005, I think. Oh well. Yeah, that's what we are working on today. We are putting front pads on. Hadn't had a set in a while. Rotors look okay. They probably would benefit from being turned. Well, I don't know. It just needs a new set of rotors. I don't believe in turning rotors. Simply for the fact that once they warp, you turn them, they'll be flat, but they will just warp again within 2,000 or 3,000 miles. So it's just better off to put a new set of rotors on and forget about it. And the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and knock the pins out. Easier said than done sometimes. Oh, come on. You know you want to. There we go. And notice that they're shaped a certain way. The smaller part of the taper will go towards the top. And that's off. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and wedge a screwdriver in here. And what this will do is this will actually compress the piston before you even get it off. And if you do that now, you don't have to go through the trouble of compressing it with trying to find something big enough to do this with. I think that should be good enough. And we pull that off. It's also handy to go ahead and strap that out of the way, but that will sit there for the moment. And I've got one more pad. Here we go. And that's what they were. Like I said, it looks like there's some issues there with the caliper. Oh well. But they were about had it. And I'll go ahead and disassemble this side. Whoops. Sometimes it... And yeah, that pin turned out still in good shape. And you can get those also. I think they recommend replace them every so often, but very few people that I know do. Huh, I don't know why I'm sweating like I am. It's only 98 degrees. And I'll go ahead and lift this caliper out. Well, evidently, this one's not going to come out as easily. I'll go ahead and compress this one too while I'm over here. When I first started out, of course, much like everyone else, I always just grabbed up a pair of slip joint, groove joint pliers or a giant C-clamp to compress that. When I started working at the Ford dealership, there was another mechanic. He showed me exactly how to do this. He said, that's the easy way to do it. He said, everyone wants to do it the hard way. And he's right. This is so much easier. And of course, the caliper looks good, no leaks. I'll just set this up. And of course, the pads on this side are just about wore out as well. Now, we're just going to go ahead and put the new pads on. Wire brush a little bit. Don't breathe that. That's bad for you. Oh well. Not like everything else in the environment isn't. Of course, we want to make sure you get a good portion of the dirt out. And take a little bit of grease and just apply just a little bit to these slide points. Not a whole lot. And it is now ready for the pads. And of course, here is a new one that will go on. I have a friend who worked at a brake factory locally. He got me this awesome gold ceramic paint, which is really fantastic for brakes like this, which was what they used for. And I think he said they were doing a changeover or something like that, and he got me 2 cans of it, and that's the only thing I use it for is this, and I love it. And I got this put on, and this just hangs in just like that, and we place the caliper over the wheel. It takes it a minute sometimes. Evidently I didn't have the piston compressed all the way or just quite right. There we go. It still isn't quite right. Okay, well, take it off. That might be an easier said than done kind of thing also. There we go. And set that off right here. And use the big groove joint pliers that I was referring to earlier. These pliers are old. They belong to my dad. He won them in a bet. I don't know exactly what it was, but because I asked him one time, I said, how much did a pair of pliers like that set you back? And he said they didn't. He said, I won them in a bet. I'm like, wow, only you, Dad. Oh, here we go. Fits right on. Now, turn it back. There we go. And it's time for the pins. I have a hammer laying around here somewhere. There it is. I just start one, then I will just start the other. Well, I keep saying that I am. Oh, there we go. And there we have it. A simple brake pad replacement. I got told last night at the parts store that I did not know what I was doing by a parts salesperson. It's pretty funny. It's one of those places where you go and you buy the part, then they tell you how to put it on. Yeah, that's fun. Well, and we have a little bit of brake fluid dripping right there. It's kind of normal. Usually if the lines are a little low, oh wow. Okay, well I'm gonna put a brake line on it this weekend then. But anyways, that about takes care of the brake pad replacement. And I already done the other side.